It's easy to see that that I have a wealth of knowledge in spinal cord injuries, so there was no hesitation in what would needed to be done to get me to the best position that I can be before I leave here. I've seen a million other people just like me, and some people want to roll over and say, well, my life is doomed, and when they make that decision, they made that decision. No matter how much therapy they do on these people, they can only get out of them what they're willing to put in. So they kind of said, you have two roads, which one do you want to be on?
So the idea is once you engage the wheel, just let it go. So you're trying to get, for each push, you're trying to get the longest amount of distance.
Falling over again.
You're fine. There's gonna be a little movement side to side. Yeah, you got a good initiation on that side. Nice job. Okay, keep going forward, palm contact. The wheels he's using are extender power assist wheels, so they provide 3 times the amount of power based on what he provides. It regulates it based on that. Both wheels provide the same amount of assist. So with each push, he's able to go further with less force driven from his upper extremities. And right now, because his strength is impaired, it helps him be able to propel this manual wheelchair more efficiently.
So this is the RTI 300 upper extremity E-stim cycle. So the benefit of this, you get electrical stimulation to, let's see, 6 different muscle groups on each extremity. And the benefit of that is to elicit a contraction in conjunction with the voluntary movement. So with the cycle, Marcus will be using as much movement as he has, but he'll also have the assistance of the E-stim to get a stronger contraction. And on top of that, we've started, especially with Marcus, adding more and more resistance. Every time we've done it for the past few weeks, his output's been higher and higher. And he verbalized to me too, he could just feel that his arms have come along in strength during that time. So it's good to be able to see like the functional benefit of this. You know, you can look at the numbers when somebody finishes a session, but to hear them say that they've actually gained strength in a functional way is really where the rubber meets the road for the E-stim bike.
Those contractions are basically like me doing reps at the gym. So when I'm pedaling that bike, I'm putting in some effort, and then this thing is saying, hey, you're gonna do more. You know, putting it past what my mind can actually make my muscle do. These things are so intense.
He's never had like this much of a contraction. So we keep the settings for this throughout the time that he's using it. And right now we're doing it twice a week. So as you gain strength, a lot of times you get a response at a lower intensity. So that's why if he's gaining strength, then we have to knock all these intensities down.
So the increase in the amount of power that I'm putting in has been huge. And so the increase in the amount of power I'm able to put into a manual chair, into transferring myself, has been just exacerbated by the RTI bike.
Yeah, that's the make or break factor, I think, of rehabilitation. If somebody isn't thoroughly invested, it makes or breaks the participation and the outcome and the experience, really. And this is the most acute phase of recovery for an injury like this. So yeah, I think Marcus realized that very early on, and it's paid off for him in this experience. So yeah, I would say he's an example of somebody who plays off of that trait of their personality in a very good way.
There's 3 things that make me feel handicapped. 1 is this power chair. 2 is a Hoyer lift that takes me on a helicopter ride and transfers me from my power chair to my bed, or my bed to a commode chair. Being able to transfer on my own is freedom. The 3rd thing that makes me feel handicapped is having to wear a Depends. Mary Free Bed has made it so I'm totally confident in my bowel program. That one's already there, so check mark. We're about 3/4 of the way there on getting out of a power chair, you know, check, and about 40% of the way there on being able to transfer myself. When I got here, all of those things were at 0. So if you can imagine the progress over a 3.5-month period, that's nothing. It's a mere pittance to how long recovering from injury that's as extensive as mine really is. You know, up to 2 years is when my doctor says that the swelling will probably be all the way dissipated out of my spine. So having this much progress with having swelling in my spine still is huge. I think if I were to have laid in bed until all the swelling were down, there'd be no progress to be made at that point. All the therapists think that they can get more out of me as long as I'm willing to put more in. So I'll be coming back within, I think, 3 days for my first outpatient session, and I'll be back that next Monday. I'll be back 5 days a week, about 3 hours a day, and just driving on.